Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a journey into a concept that promises not just happiness, but maybe even a blueprint for a longer, more vibrant life. We're talking about Ikigai. That's I-K-I-G-A-I. It sounds simple, but it's this really powerful Japanese idea.
Exactly. And for this deep dive, we're largely drawing on that hugely popular book, Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life. You know the one by Héctor García and Francesc Miralles.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere.
It really is. And it's this interesting mix, kind of self-help meets philosophy. It pulls together cultural observations, some accessible research, and these really compelling interviews, especially with the centenarians in Okinawa, Japan.
Right. So our mission today is basically to pull out the really practical wisdom from the book. We want to show you how finding your own reason for being, your Ikigai, can actually change your day-to-day. You know, fill it with purpose, real happiness, and maybe even add more years to your life. So yeah, let's really unpack what Ikigai is all about.
Okay, so to start, let's go beyond just the simple translation. I mean, Ikigai often gets translated as, like, your reason for being or purpose in life. But the book shows it's more nuanced than just one big goal. It's really about what gets you up in the morning. Sometimes it's the small things.
That makes sense. And that holistic view, it's captured really well in the book's famous Venn diagram, isn't it?
It really is.
It shows your Ikigai isn't some fixed point, but more like an intersection,
Right.
a sort of dynamic balance of four main things.
Yeah.
First, there's what you love. That's your passion, right?
Right, passion.
Then what you are good at, that forms your vocation.
Your skills.
Third, what the world needs, which becomes your mission,
Yeah.
your contribution.
Yeah.
And finally, what you can be paid for, that's your profession. It's like this elegant map for finding fulfillment.
It is elegant. And the book doesn't just, throw this model out there theoretically. It really pushes you to think about where your personal reason for being might sit within that framework. It's a great tool for self-reflection, asking you to connect your talents, your passions, and, the mark you make on the world.
And speaking of making a mark, one of the most fascinating bits of the book takes us to Okinawa, Japan.
Ah, yes, the Blue Zone.
Exactly. This place known for having this incredibly high number of people living past 100. The village of Ogimi gets a special mention, right?
Oh.
As this beacon of longevity. It's kind of amazing to think about the secrets just hidden in their everyday lives.
It really is. And the book makes it clear longevity there isn't just about, lucky genes. It's deeply connected to deliberate lifestyle choices. And what's really striking is how these choices are just woven into their daily culture. Take their social connections. They're incredibly strong. They have these things called moai.
Oh, right. I read about those. They're like lifelong support groups.
Exactly. Lifelong social support. It's not just casual friendship. It's a real commitment.
That focus on community is powerful.
Yeah.
What else did the book highlight about their day-to-day?
Well, diet is huge. It's packed with vegetables, lots of green tea, and they practice hara-hachibu.
Hara-hachibu. That's the one about eating until you're 80% full.
That's the one. And it's not just a diet rule. It's a mindful eating practice. It changes your whole relationship with food, suggests that, a little restraint actually leads to more vitality.
Interesting.
Combine that with really active lifestyles, lots of gardening, walking every day, not like intense gym sessions, just constant gentle movement. And underpinning all of it, a generally positive outlook and a strong sense of resilience.
So hearing about these things, the community meals, the daily movement, that focus on being content, what pops into your head first? Which of those Okinawan habits feels like something, you could actually weave into your own life? It really makes you look at our modern habits differently, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And the book also talks a lot about the power of just being deeply engaged in whatever you're doing. It discusses the flow state, that idea from Csikszentmihalyi.
Getting lost in the zone.
Right, where you're so absorbed in meaningful work, you just lose track of time. The authors argue this state, this effortless concentration, is a direct route to feeling fulfilled. The activity itself is the reward.
That makes so much sense. We're often chasing these huge achievements, but the book really zooms in on finding small joys, on having mindful daily rituals. It suggests that if you consistently practice these simple things with real presence, it can seriously boost your overall quality of life.
Satisfying the little
moments. Yeah, precisely. And that connects to how they handle challenges. The authors bring up this Japanese cultural value, gaiman. It's about adaptability, patience, endurance.
Yeah, and the book shows how Okinawans seem to embody this resilience. They see setbacks not as, dead ends, but as chances to build inner strength. like bamboo bending in the storm instead of breaking. It's quite a different perspective from maybe some Western views.
So we've covered some really powerful ideas here. Why do you think this specific book, Ikigai, has struck such a chord with people all over the world? What are its main strengths, do you think?
Well, I think its simplicity is a huge draw, and its accessibility. It explains some pretty deep concepts in a really straightforward, non-academic style. Anyone can pick it up and get something from it.
True.
And those stories, the interviews with the elderly Okinawans, they're genuinely inspirational. They don't just tell you about Ikigai, they kind of show it to you. That human element makes it incredibly relatable.
Yeah, the stories stick with you.
Definitely. Plus, it offers practical tips, things you can actually do in your daily life, covering diet, mindset, community. And even though it's rooted in Japanese culture, the core message feels universal.
Okay, so you've laid out its strengths really clearly. And it makes sense why it's so popular. But, like any bestseller, there are usually different takes, maybe some criticisms. Where does the book maybe fall a bit short for some readers?
That's a fair question for a deep dive like this. While it's powerful, some people do find it a little repetitive,
Ah, okay.
feeling like it circles back to the same main points without maybe going super deep each time. And while it touches on interesting science like, say, linking diet and gut health, it tends to present the what without digging much into the scientific how or why.
So more surface level science.
Kind of, yeah. It might leave readers looking for hard evidence wanting a bit more. Also, the portrayal of Okinawa, while very positive and inspiring, some feel it's maybe a bit romanticized. It doesn't really delve into the complexities or challenges of modern life there.
Right. Paints a very rosy picture.
A little bit. And finally, because it has that self-help feel, it probably won't satisfy someone looking for, like, a rigorous philosophical debate or a dense academic study.
Okay, that makes sense. So bearing in mind those strengths and those nuances, who is this book really perfect for? And maybe who should look elsewhere?
Well, it's definitely ideal if you're seeking a new perspective on purpose, maybe feeling a bit stuck or needing motivation. If you're interested in longevity, health, Japanese culture, you'll likely find it fascinating.
Hmm.
And it's great if you generally enjoy self-help, mindfulness, or lifestyle books that offer gentle, practical advice. But like we said, probably not the best fit if you're after deep academic analysis, heavy philosophy, or a critical look at Okinawan society.
Got it. So wrapping up, the sources generally describe Ikigai as a gentle, uplifting guide. It nicely blends that Japanese wisdom with actionable lifestyle tips. Its real power seems to be in its simplicity, doesn't it? It's just this profound reminder to slow down sometimes, to really nurture our connections, find joy in the small things, the daily rituals, and ultimately try to live with purpose.
Couldn't have said it better. And as you, the listener, reflect on our chat about Ikigai today, here's something to maybe chew on. If your reason for being isn't some final destination, but more of a journey, what's one small, mindful step you could take, maybe even today, to move just a little bit closer to finding yours?